Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Celebrity Challenge, and today we have Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. No, not the original animated series from the 90s. This is the brand new, literally hours after it's been released on Disney Plus. It's a brand new hybrid live-action animated movie starring John Mulaney and Andy Samberg as Chip and Dale. This is treating it as if it's kind of this generation's Roger Rabbit now. That's kind of that's not a small thing to say, because Roger Rabbit was Who Framed Roger Rabbit, I should say, was kind of groundbreaking in a number of ways, just mixing animation and live action, and also IPs, properties from all over the animation world. I'll get back to that in a moment. This is just by the way, yeah, it's brand new, so it's 2022. It's an hour and 38 minutes long, and I could have watched this for another hour. I know it's weird to say that about anything, because like you'd think if it'd get over 2.5 hours for something like this, you'd be like, okay, enough. And yeah, it probably would be if this was a series. That would be fun. But yeah, this is made by these guys. Lonely Island, which is Andy Samberg's music group, what do you call it? They're the guys who made a lot of the music videos on Saturday Night Live for a while, and they had their own albums they brought out, and tours, and music videos, and I'm on a boat, things like that. I don't think I can say half the other ones, titles of the other ones. Yeah, J in a box. Oh, D in a box. Oh, and yeah, never mind. Yeah, I can't do that. I won't do that here. So, anyway, this is a fun, crazy movie, treating it as if the Rescue Rangers was just a TV show that these chipmunk actors had done in the 90s, and they went their separate ways afterwards due to some misunderstandings, let's just say. I'm not going to give that away. In fact, I'm not going to spoil anything major in this, story-wise, or even nearly all the surprises. There are a ton of surprises in this, mostly in the form of Easter eggs and guest appearances and just background stuff. There's so much of it. It's the kind of thing that I can see myself watching over and over again and seeing something new each time. Let's just say, if there's an animation, the type of animation that exists out there, whether it's owned by Disney or not, it makes an appearance in this, in one form or another. I mean, there's even technically Muppets, or a Muppet, at least one with a speaking part. There's claymation, like this guy right here is Police Chief, voiced by J.K. Simmons. There is 2D animation. There's classic style animation of Disney, going all the way back to Peter Pan. And there is a brand new Disney animation, like, say, Wreck-It Ralph, or these aren't necessarily things you might see, but these are the styles, And there are also characters you'll recognize, even if they don't have speaking parts at all. You'll recognize a lot of characters from other properties that you would never, ever, ever have imagined seeing in a Disney film, period. Ever. I want to say what they are, but I would say I can tell you where to keep your eyes open. Watch the sauna. Watch the Turkish bathhouse, I should say. There's a Turkish bathhouse. Yes, by the way, this is a pretty PG. I'm pretty sure. Yes, it's PG. For the Lonely Island guys who get a little bit, adult in their content, this is very kid-friendly. Don't worry about this being only available for the adult tier, no kids allowed kind of thing. It's not just going to be on the adult tier, I imagine, on Disney Plus. Kids can watch this, and they will fully can appreciate everything. Well, they can appreciate some things. Us as adults will appreciate so much more. Because there's some cartoons these kids have never seen before. I think the only thing I can guarantee, well, I don't know if I can guarantee, because again, I don't know if I saw every single second of this, but you're not going to see like the Looney Tunes. Unlike in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Bugs Bunny and everybody else showed up in that. But there are some that fall under the Warner Brothers, HBO umbrella kind of thing. There's some characters that they have shows that you would only see there. Yeah. There are even Adult Swim characters. There are even Comedy Central appearing characters. Yeah. There is so much that I've already forgotten about it, and there's also tons of live action film references as well. I mean, obviously, you're going to get an Indiana Jones reference because Chip is essentially Indiana Jones in his costume with the leather jacket and the hat, and yeah, Dale, who is dressed as Magnum PI. It's been a physical reference in the way they dress forever. So yeah. By the way, you'll notice that they look a little bit different here. One is 2D animated and one's 3D animated. Well, if you saw the trailer, you see that Dale got the what do you call it? The 3D surgery. So he upgraded himself. But yeah, they fall upon a mystery when one of their own disappears among so many other characters that we might recognize from other Disney films and others. It's so difficult to avoid not saying anything. If you saw the trailer, you'll know that Seth Rogen is in this, making fun of himself and his numerous roles in animated films, who all sound exactly the same. He doesn't even bother changing his voice. But you'll notice one of the things I found interesting in here is Will Arnett plays the main bad guy, Sweet Pete. And you probably know who he is if you saw the trailer. Eric Bana, the guy who played the Incredible Hulk in the Ang Lee film, he plays Monterey Jack, one of the original Rescue Rangers. He does the Australian accent. I guess he is Australian, but he plays Monterey Jack. I guess not the original actor. Dennis Haysbert shows up and does the voice. Well, I won't say who he does the voice of. If you're a big Rescue Rangers fan, that would be a big spoiler, so I'm not going to say that. Yeah, there's so many different. Tress McNeil shows up in this as well because she does so many voices. Yeah. Corey Burton, of course. Jim Cummings. Chris Parnell shows up as a live action person, not a cartoon. But I mean, Jim Cummings played Fat Cat. And Jim Cummings is known for everything, like Winnie the Pooh and Tigger and Hondo Anaka from the Clone Wars and everything else. He does everything. Jeff Bennett is in this. Essentially every single voice actor you've ever heard of shows up in this. And one of the ones I found kind of interesting that did the voice, Baloo shows up. Baloo from Jungle Book. It's not the guy you'd think, because the guy who played Baloo originally passed. And I think didn't John Goodman play him in the live action version? And so it would have been weird sort of to match them, I guess, between the two versions. I'm not sure. But this may not mean anything to anybody whatsoever, but the guy who voiced Baloo and also sang, Baloo does a song at a convention. This also pokes a lot of fun at the convention scene because Dale, Andy Samberg, spends a lot of his time at conventions, living off his fame and, signing autographs or nuts, to fans. And he meets a lot of other stars of animation at these conventions, filmed at the LA Convention Center, by the way, a place that I know very well. I've been to so many freaking conventions there. I see, usually back before the pandemic, I'd go to 3 or 4 conventions a year in that place. I practically lived in the place. I know every single corner, nook and cranny of that place. So anyway, Baloo does a song at one point and sings, what do you think he sings? But he's played by a guy named Stephen Curtis Chapman. Most people have no idea who he is, but some might. He is a Christian contemporary music singer, and once I had a job where I would drive people, musicians who had just done concerts, and to take them wherever they needed to go throughout the day. And after one concert, him and his band and another band decided they wanted to go see, collectively, they wanted to go see the new Star Trek film. Back around when this movie, when the Rescue Rangers was big, by the way. I drove him to see Star Trek Generations. He had never seen Star Trek The Next Generation. He had no idea why Whoopi Goldberg was in that movie. But, yeah, it's just weird to me that the guy I sat and talked with for a half an hour in the car and sat with through Star Trek, the first screening at midnight, is somehow in Chippendale as Baloo. It's just weird. I don't know who cast him or how he got picked up, but yeah, it's kind of great. Yeah, again, so many characters in this, and you will have to watch it through one time. I highly suggest just watching it through normally at one time. Don't pause it, don't do anything, then watch it through a second time when you get a chance, and just make sure you saw what you saw. One other thing, other than the Turkish bath sauna place where you might want to keep an eye out for certain unlikely characters, keep an eye out on a park bench. There's an ad on a park bench for a certain senator. Yeah. That somebody is running for Senate. That you would, well, now in this day's era of politics, you would probably expect that person to be running for senator. Anyway, I can't recommend this movie enough. I enjoyed it a lot. Again, I like the people who make it. Maybe it's not like, gonna be classic in every sense. Ooh, I just noticed here that Robert Fleischer, Roger Rabbit, voiced Roger Rabbit. Yes, spoiler. Of course, he was in the trailer too. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff spoiled in the trailer. So if you didn't see the trailer, just skip it and just see the movie. It's out now on Disney Plus, and only on Disney Plus. This is the kind of thing I think they would have put into theaters had things not changed drastically not so long ago. But yeah, I think it may not have caught on as well. I don't think it would have been a big blockbuster film necessarily. Here, it can stand tall forever because it's, I don't know. It fits. It fits, and it's not. I'm not saying that it's meant to be small. It looks great. It's animated really well. Everything mixes really well, and that is kind of the point of the film. That so many of these worlds cross over, and it literally in the case of some characters. So that is the biggest spoiler I'm going to give you right now. But I was going to pick tomorrow's episode. I forgot I picked it yesterday because I forgot I was going to do this today. We're watching Free Guy tomorrow. Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds. So yeah, so that's what we're watching next. Free Guy on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. Bye.